According to The Hill, a number of GOP lawmakers warned Vice President Mike Pence about delays to a trade agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Those lawmakers also expressed concern about a potential trade war between the U.S. and China. On Monday, U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer said the Trump administration would increase tariffs on $200 billion in Chinese goods from 10% to 25% at the end of this week. Let's bring in Indiana Republican Senator Mike Braun. He's with us now from Capitol Hill. Senator, thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be on.
So your fellow Senate Republican and chair of the Agriculture Committee, Kansas Senator Pat Roberts, told The Hill farmers feel they are being used as pawns. How do you feel about the administration's threat to raise tariffs on China and the impact that it could have on farmers?
Well, first of all, I think what President Trump is doing is gotten the Chinese closer than ever to actually mending their ways. I heard today that many American companies as well are looking at other places like Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam. We've got to do something fairly significant, and they're going to keep, or else they're going to keep gaming the system to their advantage. So none of us like the idea of tariffs. I'm a free market guy. But had we not done this, we wouldn't be at the point where they're really starting to squirm. When it comes to farmers, Senator Roberts is correct. The Chinese are smart. They aimed retaliatory tariffs at the group that probably supports Trump most philosophically, but they happen to be in a battle in their own industry where it's been bad markets for 3-4 years, and the Chinese know that. So a lot of times you got to get through this stuff. If we don't do it now, they're not going to be easier to deal with in a decade or two.
So with trade talks with China set to resume Thursday, what are you watching for?
Well, I'm watching for the nuances. When I heard that the Chinese were ready to come to the table, it doesn't surprise me that they're backpedaling. That's the nature of the way they operate. But when I heard also that companies, many went there years ago for the extreme savings when their wages were really low and when it made sense to do it. Many companies put too many eggs in that basket, and I'm glad to see they're readjusting it. We cannot be dependent on a Chinese economy that steals intellectual property, subsidizes industries, dumps the glut on the world markets. Nobody else does that. So if we don't take care of this now, it'll be a bigger problem down the road.